The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back at it again. You found The Local Show. Thanks for joining us. It's Tom and Steve from Zoey Advertising, enjoying our summer with you and bringing you all the best in small businesses and what they're doing around Syracuse and all that. You know, I was just thinking the other day as we were going past the mall, wouldn't it be great if that aquarium was open already? I would really love that aquarium.
How many times are you going to go to it?
I'd go a lot. I would.
I love aquariums. I'd go to it.
I would name
I'm
one
a
of the
fish
manta
guy,
rays.
but I don't know that I'd, check
Well,
gold every week.
You're a fish guy for a different reason. People go to aquariums not to catch them.
That's true.
You know, it's to observe what this aquatic life is like.
Yeah, I did see a news posting that crime was down 50% at Destiny.
Is it really?
And I went, okay. And then you look into it since November.
Yeah.
Well,
People are taking a break.
You could take one point in time, make anything. I went,
That's true. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Yeah, right.
Well, look, folks, welcome back to the show. And George Powers is with us right now. He's the owner of Powers Accounting. You can see his website at gpowers.com. He is the king of small business. And I say that respectfully because you, not only are you an accountant, tax preparer, and all those things, but you're a business person, right? You help businesses grow.
That's the idea.
And
we're here to help them grow. Help them grow, and we try to help our clients achieve their dreams, whatever it happens to be. I mean, we might have someone that wants to be rich, another person that wants to be a missionary. Those are two legitimately good things to do, and we try to help them become whatever it is they wish to, whatever their goals are.
People don't do that very often.
No, many times they don't. They just go through. They just exist.
Yeah. You won't tell somebody, boy, your business idea stinks. But you might.
I have in not so many words.
Yeah, right.
I have sat down with people and you start running numbers and say, I'm not sure. I had a fellow a number of years ago that came to me. He was a father, a couple of kids, 2 or 3 kids. He wanted to open up a brewery and on the south side of the city. And he had a full-time job. And I said, well, where are you going to get the money from? I'm going to take it out of my 401k. Does your wife work? No, she stays at home and watches the kids. How are you going to run this brewery and brew pub at the same time? Are you going to give up your job? No, I'm going to keep working. How are you going to do all that? Are you sure you want to do this?
No, that's a great question.
And so I kind of threw it back at him because it was like, it may be a dream, but you got to kind of think it through a little bit more. You got a couple things to risk here.
How many clients do you serve at this moment, or approximately?
We have, depending on how you count them, I guess we have about 125 what I would call regular monthly business clients that we do something for on a monthly regular basis. And then we have some other business clients we do things more sporadically on.
But payroll for some of them?
And payroll, we have payroll. Payroll is kind of a separate arm. We have payroll for about 160 payroll clients.
Okay. So you don't necessarily have to do their accounting to do the payroll?
Correct. Yeah. It's kind of set. We run our payroll under Payroll Made Simple. It's really separate from the accounting side for a variety of reasons. One of which is, what accountant's going to want to send payroll to Powers Accounting.
Yeah, right.
So we keep them separate and distinct for that reason. Yeah.
So at this point in the season, if you will, we're in the middle of summer or starting to eke toward middle of summer. Right.
Yeah. Hopefully it was hot last week.
Yeah, it was.
Eek.
Yeah. So as we're eking, what goes on financially with, in your business?
Great question. This is time for mid-year review. So what we're doing with a lot of our clients is we're going back and we're talking, how has their business been so far this year? Do they have a budget? What are we looking at for the year end? Do we need to start thinking about tax planning or PTET tax, pass-through entity tax? These are things we're starting to talk to the clients about now. Is to, where are we going? How's the business going? Is there anything we need to change? What are their goals? Do they want to do anything particular? So it's a little bit more time. We're still far enough away from tax planning and tax season. We have a brief discussion on it, but it's really more about how the business is operating and what they might be able to do.
A few months ago, Tom, George has made a clear opposition to this one business practice that I failed, George. I'm going to confess right now. I failed on this one. So I was away and I accidentally used the business credit card on a personal purchase.
That's not good.
So I pulled it out and I went, and there it went. It was like, I don't know, a taco. It wasn't like any, but I went, oh no, because I'm thinking, Lori's going to go, what was this for? What was it? And I'm hearing George say, don't mix personal and business. And I had this one thing, because I'm pretty good at keeping it separate. It was a blue credit card. Maybe it was like, I don't know, but boom.
We'll give you that one, Steve.
So that's a big deal, right? People mix it all together and it becomes
it becomes completely
soup.
Chaotic. It's like a soup. Best way is vegetable soup. How do you separate these things? Because that is one of the big rules. And I was meeting with a fellow this morning, was talking about starting a business. Separate your business and personal. Open up a business account. All business expenses go through there, or no personal expenses, and vice versa. Because at the end of the year, you got to look at something. If you look at a mass, well, what's a business expense? You went to Staples. Was that business or was that personal? What happened to be around August? Well, was that school supplies for your kids, or was that for you go to BJ's? What was
how do you even figure it out? I mean, at that point, you're just. That's tricky.
I remember
if it's all in one big mess, it's it's almost impossible to figure out.
You guys remember the episode of Seinfeld where Elaine was running the company and she bought George the hat, the big hat, and it was and it was like $8,000 because it was a minx or something. It was some nice hat, and then the accountant called her.
What is this?
And I have to see proof of the hat, and then of course George lost the hat, so they couldn't prove it.
But it's tricky. Funny. Like, your easy pass, you got business and personal.
That's much more difficult,
right? Because it's like, there it is, and things just kind of bleed in. But then you miss things too that you probably should have taken off. To me, it's you're trying to have the most integrity you can to get close to what the real liability would be.
Well, and that's what I find. People that mix things actually many times it's worse for themselves because they don't keep track of all their business expenses, and it's easy to miss something. And you think, well, what's $5 here or $10 there? Well, enough $5 and $10 to start to add up to real money. And so when people just do things, they don't think about it because at the end of the year, people sometimes give us random stuff for our tax return clients. Sorry, then we'll look at all the expenses and say, well, what about this expense? You didn't have insurance? Oh yeah, I had insurance. You didn't tell us about it. What do you mean? Right. Because they didn't have it in one organized place. They couldn't go through it and say, this is all my expenses. So that's what we encourage. Separate accounts and do some bookkeeping. Don't just wait to the end of the year for taxes. So most of what we do, we've been pushing more like we're our monthly clients. Do this every month. Because that's also your, what it really is a dashboard of your business. If you think about your books as a dashboard, would you ever drive your car without the dashboard? I mean, you could do it, but at some point you're going to get yourself in trouble. Right. That's really what your accounting is on the business. It's the dashboard of your business. How fast you're going, how well you're doing. Are you speeding? Are you going to run out of gas? These are all the things that your business will tell you if you have your good set of records.
Is there anything that this Micron deal and all these new businesses coming in and things like that affect the way that you talk to people about their businesses?
Not really. I mean, Micron is coming. I do believe it's coming. I'm not a naysayer on that. The real estate has done some changing. Yeah. We're seeing some new businesses crop up. We're not seeing a lot yet because we're still, 8 years out or something like that. I think we'll continue to see more of it. Right. We'll see more interaction. And I think we'll see more construction because they need all this electricity and all this water. So we'll see flow over.
Certainly the roads are being ripped up everywhere.
Right. 81's coming soon too and all that. But I would say as a whole, being a business is going to be similar either way with Micron or without Micron.
So if somebody had a business, thinking of starting a business, looking for a first opinion, a second opinion, you'll have that conversation with them?
Love to have that conversation.
So gpowers.com, Tom. Ooh, look at the way this sounds. Excellent. gpowers.com, 701-1120 is the phone number, and the big area code of 315-701-1120. George Powers. Heck of an accountant and a really good golfer too, Tom.
Now you're stretching it.
Thank you, George. You have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you.
Sean Patney coming in next. He's the owner of Preferred Power Sports. We'll talk everything big boy toys and big girl toys right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.